Hi, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna talk a little bit about some of the goals that I have for 2022. And hopefully, since this will be my first full calendar year on BookTube, I will take some time in December of 2022 to look back on these goals and see if I met them. The first goal that I have here is for the number of books that I want to read this year. Now, I always set a Goodreads goal. I have since 2011 when I joined the site, and I've met it every year, but I will admit that I have edited that goal on a couple of years to breaking it down so that I would meet it. We're not gonna talk about that. But I have actually edited it every year, and that's to edit it upwards towards the end of the year as I'm having a great year and I just want that goal higher. For some reason, I don't like the such and such books ahead. I digress. My goal at the beginning of 2021 was 150 books. And then I saw, wow, I'm really moving through these books even with the school year, with teaching. And so I bumped it up to 200. And I met that. I, at the time of filming, have read 215. And I'm working on the audiobook for 216. That's phenomenal for me. I have a few other goals that are gonna factor into that total number, so I'm not gonna continue to bump it up. So my Goodreads goal is, well, I say that I'm not gonna bump it up. My total number of books read is gonna have two parts. So the total number of physical books that I want to read in 2022 is 200. Now that I say that, 222 in 2022 sounds really great, but okay. So 200 physical books read. On top of that, I've gotten back into audiobooks, and so I want to read a minimum of 50 audiobooks. So that makes a total of 250 for the year, which is an increase, but that increase is gonna come in the form of audiobooks. Number two goal, I have mentioned this before. I haven't talked about it in detail. I've thought about the video that I'll make in detail for this. I will probably go into that more in detail later. This is going to be a tentative goal. We will see how feasible it is, but one thing that I really want to do is I want to read the books on the classroom shelves. Now, my personal classroom shelves, I think there's maybe 2 books on there that I haven't read, but those are my personal classroom shelves. If you've been around education for any length of time or just listened in the news, you will know that there is a trend in conservative circles to, unfortunately, censor a lot of books. And my district has decided that starting next school year, all the books available to students, media center, like school libraries, teacher libraries, all of them, they have to be approved by a 3-person panel. So there are a lot of people, a lot of teachers that are just like, that's absolutely ridiculous. It's so much work. Why are you putting this on this? I'm just gonna take the books off the shelf. And I get that. It is a lot of work, but I'm not the kind of person that looks at something like that and wants to back down. So I want to start a series. I know at the beginning of my channel I talked about doing book talks and then never ended up doing them. For this goal, it's gonna be similar, but different. So I'm going to I'm gonna talk to some people, figure out what are the things that this 3-person committee is gonna want for a book to be approved. And I am going to read those books and then make a video where I talk about how the book fits, how the book should be approved according to that criteria. So it's going to be hopefully a series of videos. I'm going to go through like maybe 10 books in a video. And obviously I'm going to start those videos with my own classroom library and then move on and like talk to some of the other ELA teachers at my school to borrow some of the books in their classroom library, the ones that I haven't read, so that I can do my part in trying to keep these books approved and on the shelves for kids to read. Goal number 3 is one that I have mentioned, and that is completing the series. So I did actually go through, I have a list here in front of me. I went through and I wrote out all the series that I need to finish. So I'm gonna hold it up, whole page. Oh, that's not it. page number 2 and a little bit of page number 3. I know that I'm not going to get through all of these series, but I'm going to try. So goal number 3 is going to be complete the series. But I will, for some of these series that I started a long time ago and my taste may have changed, I'm still going to leave open the option of DNFing and not finishing the series and taking them off. So the series that I put on here are all ones that I rated 4 or 5 stars. So ones that I enjoyed. Obviously ones that I rated 1, 2, or 3 stars, did not enjoy them enough to continue on with the series. Otherwise that list would span way too long. So completing the series, that's another goal. Might be, hey, it might be another set of videos. Who knows? Goal number 4 is the goal I've had for several years now, and that is to read through the middle grades and young adult SCASL book lists once they are released. As a reminder, SCASL is South Carolina Association of School Librarians. I'm gonna read through both of those lists as soon as they are released. I have a feeling, since I have now started reading the Goodreads Choice Awards list, that I might not have to read as many books for that. I might have already read some of them. But again, that's goal number 4. Goal number 5, I'm not going to get to until November, hopefully. I don't have much hope, actually. Goodreads goes back to the timing that they had before, so there's more time to read these books, but I'm going to read through the Goodreads middle grades and young adult fantasy. So middle grades, separate category, young adult fantasy. If I had time, I would add young adult just in general, but obviously with their time frame, I don't have enough time to get through even 1, much less 2. That's goal number 5. Goal number 6 is to up the consistency of my reading of nonfiction. I know with a lot of these goals, the way to actually keep them is to set like actual numbers on them, but I struggle with that because I'm not 100% sure. I like the idea of 4 a month, but that might be a tall order. So I'm going to say right now, minimum of 2 nonfiction books a month. And for that, I want to pull those books off of my TBR cart. I'll show that in another reading vlog. So I want to pull those nonfiction books off of that cart to get them read, to get them on my shelves if they're good enough, or to unhaul them if they're not. I think that's it. I had a few other things written down, but they were just ideas for goals. So those are going to be my goals for 2022. 250 total books, 200 physical books or ebooks, 50 audiobooks. Goal number 2 is to read the classroom shelves and make videos on those, hopefully maintain their availability to my students. Goal number 3 is to complete the series. Goal number 4, read the SCASL middle grades and young adults list. Goal number 5, read the Goodreads middle grades list and young adult fantasy list. And goal number 6, read at least 2 nonfiction books per month, preferably off my TBR cart. So I'm really excited about these goals going forward in 2022. And I would love to hear what sort of goals that you have. Love to interact with you in the comments. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one.